Carrie Bradshaw is in her 50s and still clearly has never gone to therapy. That's why she's a mess. If anyone needs a refresher, after her and Big broke up, all she did was talk about him. That was the best thing that ever happened to him. Even Charlotte's like, oh my God. She's going on, and Samantha's like, oh my God. Like, no one can take this woman anymore. So one day at lunch, she's going on about the only thing she knows how to talk about, men and shoes, which again, why she should just marry a shoe and live in a shoe instead of a 4-bedroom apartment for a family that doesn't want to live with her because her boyfriend wants her to wait 5 years to even hang out. So yeah, they were at this lunch and like all of them were just like, God. And we're finally like, dude, enough, no more. They literally had to have an intervention for how much she centers men and won't shut up because she's the friend who they pour all this time and energy into, especially Miranda, giving really sound advice. Well, maybe not Charlotte. And then Carrie just doesn't take any of that advice and then continues to complain about them, gets her heart broken again and again and again and again. And then once the man leaves, won't shut up. You know how infuriating it is to give someone advice who asks for your advice and then they don't respect the advice that you give, which is why you just got to shut up, cut them off, which is what they're like, you know what? We're not giving you advice and we're not even listening to you talk about this man anymore. And she's like, but I don't need a therapist. I've got you guys. Y'all don't mind talking about me and my terrible decisions as men. Even Samantha was like, it's like the blind leading the blind. We don't know. And since we only have one tiny bit of information about why Carrie is so screwed up, I think she didn't see her dad left. Okay, that's what I remember. Someone remind me. And it was like one line out of all these episodes as to why she's so messed up. And we could have learned a little bit if she'd just go to therapy and explore where this abandonment stuff is coming from. I mean, clearly it's dad. It's dad. I know that. She's not even a real person. But Carrie's like, you know what? I don't need therapy. I need new friends because y'all suck. Despite the fact that I don't do anything in return for y'all. I just take and take and take and take and take and don't listen to anything you say. And then Carrie's like, it's just so self-indulgent. As if talking incessantly about your ex who didn't like you, let me refresh why she's in this situation. In case you forgot, right before all this nonsense of her just being like, no, I won't go to therapy. She'd had this whole thing with Big that was terrible. He didn't like her. Everybody knew it. She was stalking him, even trying to meet his mother, hiding in church. Like everything this woman did is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. And then he's like, I'm going to Paris. And she's like, bonjour, I got a beret and some McDonald's, which in France they call McDo. And then she'll be like, it's okay, I'll move to Paris for a while. I'll uproot my whole life for you. And then she actually does that later on, which was terrible. And then wants to do it again to Virginia. And I'll write little section to shit in. And Big was like, and Aiden did the same thing with the house that she just bought for him. He's like, you're not buying this for me, right? Like you're buying it for you. A 4-bedroom apartment as a single woman. The person who does nothing to help out her friends. You're buying an apartment for me and my 3 boys who hate you, but you're doing it for you, right? Not for me. And remember Carrie's like, yeah, it's fine. And then that's why I love the fact that Aiden's like, no, sorry, I'm not moving to New York. Just wait 5 years. God, I hate this new episode. I hate this new series. I hate watching it, so y'all don't have to. But anyway, Big did the same thing. You're moving to Paris for you, not me, right? I mean, don't move for me. Look at his face. It's like, don't move for me because you're crazy. And like, I don't want you to uproot your life and expect anything from me, your boyfriend. And that's when she threw the McDo across the kitchen and was like, God, I'm such an idiot. And he's like, calm down. Why are you upset? I don't know why you're upset. I hate this guy so much. And remember, she was like, no, I'm so tired of coming down. Because I know you don't like me, but I'm willing to move to Paris for you, even though you hate me, but bleh. She's like, you don't factor me into your life at all, but you said you love me. Carrie, do you know how many men say I love you, but don't even know what that means? Also, you don't love Big. You love the chase, girl. Father wound. Work on it. The exquisite pain of wanting someone so unattainable. But it's fun, and I can't stop. Let's not pretend that we're something we're not. Go to Paris. And he's like, yeah, I know, I am. But that's how we got here. Because she's still pretending that they were something they never were. Big never wanted to date you, Carrie. He didn't even want to marry you. He literally ditched you at the altar. Him dying is the best thing that ever happened to you. And you could have started over. And maybe you should have gone to therapy for grief. Like if you won't go to therapy for all of this crazy stuff that you do and you keep repeating the same pattern, you're in your mid-50s, girl. And then your husband dies and you don't help save his life. You totally could have, but I don't think you really wanted to, honestly. Because you don't love him. You don't even know what love is. But didn't go to therapy when he was dying. Didn't go to therapy. And now she got screwed by Aiden. He's going to wait 5 years for the dude. What? But yeah, it's self-indulgent to pay a professional to talk about all this stuff instead of making your friends sit through hundreds of hours of your BS. And Stanford's like, yeah, I've got like 3 therapists. Even the therapists have therapists. Like, what's wrong with you? Just go to therapy. Like, why are you so resistant? Carrie goes, first session is stupid. I'm not even gonna go into it. Second session, she's waiting. And then, oh, Bon Jovi. He goes to the same therapist. She's like, hi. Shows up the next time at therapy wearing a beautiful dress, hoping to run into him. And then they talk about the therapist. How long you been going? Oh, not long, just 3 sessions. Oh, but I'm already over it. And he's like, okay, well, cool. Like, do you want to go out? Because I can just tell from your vibe, you really want to be picked. So they go out to dinner and they don't even talk about anything real. All they do is complain about their therapist and her plant that she keeps moving around. And then she brings him back to her place because Carrie, it doesn't matter how many times Carrie has to learn this lesson. She sleeps with dudes that she likes right away because she has no self-restraint. I'm not talking purity culture here. I'm talking she sleeps with men right away because she wants them to use her because she doesn't think she deserves anyone better. She doesn't really respect herself. The guys that she actually wants to date, she's like, let's get it on. Girl, go hook up with dudes. But every time she meets a guy she likes, she's like, let's get it on. Before we do that, let's play Twister. Like the funniest foreplay ever. And then shocker, they sleep together and she's like, I'm not really into therapy. I think it's kind of BS. And like, by the way, like, why do you go to therapy? She never thought to ask this before. And he's like, yeah, after I sleep with women, I completely lose interest. So, bye, bitch. How about you? What's your problem? I picked the wrong man. But instead of that insight being like, bah, 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 I should go to therapy because I continue to pick the wrong men and I just want to be picked so bad that I will, screw over myself and all my friends. Maybe I should work on this. No, she was like, no, I think I'm good. No therapy. She could have easily changed the days that she goes to therapy. She didn't have to go the same day he goes. Bon Jovi and you don't have to run into each other. Or she could have tried another therapist because clearly she doesn't like Dr. G. But instead she's like, no, I think I'll buy some shoes. Because that seems to solve all her problems with men. Carrie's refusal to deal with her father wound or whatever's leading to all this, whatever trauma might be behind this, and at the same time judging others who go to therapy is why she's just like Bon Jovi. She is living on a prayer because this woman is never changing. And now she's stuck with a house with 4 bedrooms. Her best friend's sleeping on a couch. Definitely don't want to help her out. Instead, she'll just go buy some more shoes and wait 5 years for Aiden. God! Literally everything that Carrie does, this schmex columnist who's just so wise, literally do the opposite of everything she does and everything she suggests you do. That is the best dating advice ever. Opposite day. Do the opposite of Carrie Bradshaw, including healing your trauma and going to therapy if you can afford it and being a better friend. Because she just sucks so much, yet normalizes the most toxic behavior for generations of women. And a man wrote this show. Shocker, right?